Darling, was it 4 planes? Was it... Okay, don't quote me. Don't quote me. I thought it was 2 planes that went missing off of the carrier into the Red Sea, because that's totally normal. But I'm hearing that it might have been 4. And if it was 4, darling, then yes, we already know, us rabbit holers had our thoughts about what's really happening to them. Cha-ching, right? And so I'm sure it's just coincidence that after 2 to 4 of our jets went missing into the sea, that this man is being gifted beachfront property in Qatar and handed this plane that is being laundered, literally laundered through the government in front of your face. And some of you guys are still like, Dems are going to do something. Military's going to do something. Somebody's going to do something. It's a criminal regime. They're doing the crime in your face now. And you're still going, no, we'll fix this in a couple of years. At this point, I have to believe that if you're still saying that, you're one of them. Like, you're one of them and you just don't want to come out and be proud of it. If you're like, no, I'm just going to wait, you're one of them. Silence is compliance and compliance is permission, okay? They're laundering $400 million in front of your face and you're like, yeah, what's the big deal, okay? The swallowers don't understand the context of why we're upset that this dude is now all buddy-buddy with all the people he's not supposed to be buddy-buddy with. All they know is Dems are triggered, and that's all the context they need. But even the true Republicans are like, we can't get behind that one. That's our main bad guy for like the last 40 years. We kind of can't do that. So it's funny. I told you, the narcissists always bite the hand that feeds them. So not only is he ripping apart the Christian church and separating the swallower cult from the actual believers, and you have the swallower cult now telling the actual believers that they're not believers because the real Jesus is whites only. That's their position now officially. And they're coming at the Episcopals aren't real. Catholics aren't real. If you don't support the South African refugees, then you're not Christ-like. Like, oh my gosh, that's how far they've twisted it. That's why the Pope is coming out and being like, everyone needs to say something, because these people are straight lying and trying to push their lies into reality. We are actually funding G-Slides. They're little brown kids that are expiring and starving in other nations because of us. We are sending people to those places with our money and then bringing in these ZZs. I'm going to attach a video that explains the history of these people so you really understand who's coming here. There's a reason they all have little blonde children. Okay, there's a reason they're pumping them in and making sure they have kids. Okay, black women are the largest group being fired right now, okay, of everyone. We're losing the most jobs. It's us, okay? This immigration and deportation. They're pulling money and resources from the FBI, darling, and putting it into immigration enforcement while screaming at the world, there's white genocide and you guys won't cover it. Not true, but you have to call it out because the same people that have been lying for the last 5 years about 2020 lied so much that in Oklahoma, they're now teaching it as fact in history class that something happened in 20 and it was stolen. It is being taught as fact along with the fucking Bible, okay, in that state. I keep telling y'all, you have to reel it in. I know it's a lot. They keep throwing a lot at you. The Dems aren't going to do shit. Okay, I don't even know what they're talking about today, but it's a nothing burger compared to what's really important. They're still arguing over the gift of the plane itself and trying to block the gift. I don't give a fuck. Let them take the gift. Let them take the Trojan horse. That's not important. No one is focused on the people, okay? And even Team Red trying to distance themselves a little bit because they're scared about the midterms, do not care. They'll back up just enough to stay and then come forward. Same for Team Blue. They're going to rise up and go, you need us to save you. Vote for us. We'll vote for them. And they're going to sit down and go, decorum and status quo. Decorum and status quo. Okay? Okay? So let go of all of that. Realize that these people are pushing lies on the world now. And yes, the world is calling it out. Even the people in South Africa are going, yeah, no, bullshit. These are the lazy people who don't want to work and want stuff handed to them. And we don't even like them here, and that's what they're turning this place into. So for these people, if you are really not in on it and you really don't like it, you better pump the brakes on this. It's up to y'all. We can't do anything. Look, where's Kimar Abrego Garcia? Okay, these people said, nope, we don't care what SCOTUS said. We don't care what laws we're breaking. We don't care. And where is he? They're just lying about him being a criminal And they're going to do it to everyone they don't like. They're going to keep picking brown and black, and soon anyone who's white who doesn't agree with them, they're just going to keep going. So it's up to us. It is up to us. And by us, I mean mostly y'all, because if we go out there, they only come for us. So for the first time, we cannot be the first line that starts it. I know that's what y'all usually need. We start it and then you run it and follow. You got to start it this time. You gotta start it this time. No one else is stepping in. Okay? The church is trying to do what they can to help, but the Hatters are even going after the churches themselves and calling them racist for not supporting the lie that the administration regime is pushing about white genocide while we actively commit brown and black genocide in other places with our dollars. Same dollars. Same dollars. Up to us, baby. If you're not about it, then say something, because silence is now compliance. Silence is no longer, I don't want to get political. Silence is compliance. You're one of them. And if you don't like it, prove me wrong.